And welcome back. And we have had a set change. Mark Cockrell,
yes,
welcome to the show.
Thank
you are Chief Executive
Chief Academic
Officer for the National Rocky Mountain School System, Mark Cockrell, and Chad Thompson. Glad to have you with us today. We're going to talk about the Virtual Academy a little bit.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Absolutely. Glad to have you because we want to understand, and we've had you on before, but we still want to understand and want to update and see how it's grown. I want to know how it's grown and all that we do. So this is called School My Way. That's a very appropriate name. You know, I mean, that's what a lot of people refer to it as, is School My Way. So tell us all about it. Tell us about the concept and why you did this.
It actually started, we were looking for options when we had long-term substitutes and we couldn't find teachers, certified folks. So we were looking for online options to supplant teachers and to keep up with the curriculum and take some of the workload off of teachers having to do other teachers' lesson plans. And then it has just kind of grown and progressed from there. We started with that, then we had with our Exceptional Children's Program, some of those students are enrolled in North Carolina Virtual Public School, take those classes with us and have a teacher from another district maybe. So, and that we were losing options. We didn't have as many offerings as we wanted to have, so we paired with the company Adminum, which is an online virtual provider for that solution, and then it just kind of transpired. And with the declining enrollment that we've had, we just felt like it was time to go in another direction and offer some of our students another option. You know, as businesses and society, businesses have to change to keep up with the customer market. You know, we've sit here and really not been competitive in our market for several years. So that's kind of how it was birthed, and it has just grown over the last several months. Right.
And y'all get $8,000 per pupil, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We began this, you know, that was our beginning, looking for other solutions. But when we started in the fall, we wanted to try to recoup some of the students that we had lost to get them back. In the fall, we ended up having 36 students in the academy, and to our surprise, we were able to get some students back, but we were able to keep 21 students in our high schools who were prepared to leave us for various reasons.
So it's working.
Yes, this was, and we had not intended that. That just kind of caught us by surprise, but it was a welcome surprise. So we were able to meet the needs of 21 of our students who would have been leaving National Rocky Mountain Schools.
Wow. And that does hurt, you know, at $8,000 a pupil, I mean, a student, it does hurt. So it's good that you're able to maintain. Now, Chad, where do you come in with the Virtual Academy?
So right now I'm the executive director for high schools, and so me along with Danny Plyler, we work together in kind of the day in, day out of the Virtual Academy and the whole virtual program. The one thing that we like about this program is that it gives the flexibility to students that we haven't had before.
Right.
And it offers our students, instead of just going through a traditional classroom, now you have a flexibility of meeting the student where they are and then taking them where they can go.
And I think that's great. I mean, that is just great. We've got to be creative these days with these young folks, and that's what y'all have done. And I think that is absolutely an excellent thing that you've done. So the students get to do this at home. Is that true?
It's at home, and it can be flexed where they can take classes in the building as well. So it can be a hybrid. So they can do full online at home, or they could do a few at home and then come into the building and do a few classes.
Well, how has what has changed since we talked the last time? How much more participation do you have?
We are actually up to 44 students this spring. We were able to recoup some more students coming back this spring and to keep some from leaving us. Our next step is, and we found, people have different circumstances in the past, being principals, high school principals, and Mr. Thompson's aware, people have lifetime circumstances.
Right.
I've had kids who were on the threshold of quitting school because parents were sick. They had to work.
Right.
And this provides an option for those kids to be able to stay at home, maybe take care of siblings, parents, go to school on their time at home. But what we realized is students maybe outside of our district have the same need. So we want to open this up to folks outside of Nash County also who have this need, and if this will meet their need, then it's a win-win situation for them and for us.
What about homeschool parents? I mean, how are they reacting to this? I mean, do they like the idea, or some of the homeschool parents putting their kids, enrolling their kids in this?
We have.
So we have 11 homeschool or private school that have entered into the virtual academy.
Wow!
And in fact, in the Telegram, we had a article where one of our parents spoke about that.
Yeah.
And so what we're looking to do is to gain more homeschool students and private school students. This gives them an option that they haven't had before, where they can take some higher level classes.
Right.
They can have some flexibility, play athletics.
I was going to say the athletic aspect is good in itself.
Right.
That they, get to do that. So there are so many advantages to this, and it's not for all students. It's not for everybody, but it is for those that are trying to. Well, as you said, some people's parents are sick; they have to get jobs. So there are specific reasons why, and with the change with kids these days, I mean, the way kids have changed, and they're thinking different than they used to. We have noticed that here at WHIG. I mean, we have to recreate the wheel all the time because, this generation is just not like, it's just a different generation. So we have to grow with the times, and that's what y'all have done, and I think that's great. So how long, now when did it start?
We started officially in the fall. We started a marketing campaign last summer. People who were interested contacted Mr. Thompson, and Danny Plyer have been very instrumental in this. And they came in and sat down and met with these gentlemen and talked through their scenario, because what we found, each path was very individualized.
Right.
So we or they set a graduation path per student, depending on their circumstances, and laid out a 4-year plan for them to follow. So that personalized touch and individualized approach, I think, is what has made the difference for us.
Right. Well, very good. In closing, any other closing remarks?
We're just very excited about this. It's a way to help our school system, but at the bottom line, it's a way to help our community and our people.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation, and like I said, we're trying to change our ways to meet the needs of our customers.
Right, and we have to do that now, as I said. So we appreciate y'all being on. Anything else in closing, Chad?
So we're excited, as Dr. Cockrell said, about the opportunity to meet the students where they are. That's the exciting part. And to take students that haven't had the opportunities to do some things that they may have wanted to do, we're excited about providing that and providing parents with a different option.
And I would say if folks have questions, they can contact Mr. Thompson. We have some information on our webpage.
Okay.
We will be having a town hall meeting May 7th at Rocky Mount High School to begin this drive for the next school year.
May 7th at what time?
6:30.
6:30. 6:30, May 7th, and we'll be announcing that and reminding you of that. We'll do that. Okay. Well, thank y'all for coming. Chad, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We'll be right back.